Good morning, everyone. So glad you could join us for coffee again. Gee, I hope you had a nice week and a nice weekend, and I especially hope you had a wonderful Mother's Day celebration. Uh, Yesterday, I offered my prayers for all the moms who tune in every Monday morning, uh, and so that was my way of saying Happy Mother's Day. My reflections are based on thinking about Mother's Day. I was coming back from Michigan and Indiana. I went over to work on some details for our golf court mass that we have all summer there. And I saw a sign on the highway. You know, they put those electronic signs up. and I couldn't help but laugh at it, but it was just neat to see that in a sign. And the sign read, "Wear your seatbelt, drive safely, love mom." And I kept thinking that's kind of a description of mom worrying about uh, her kids or whoever. That they all, our mom, she had this constant saying that it's mother's prerogative to worry. Well, so when I saw the sign, I thought, I guess I guess that comes with the territory of being mother. I was also reading a story about another mom, and she called the parish because she wanted some special prayer said. It wasn't mass. She just said, I would like the fathers to pray for my son. I'm really worried about my son. And so the priest who answered the phone said, "Well, what's the matter? What does he have?" She said, "A new motorcycle." And that would be something to worry about. But in the celebration of Mother's Day, we can't have all those. We can have those good thoughts about people who genuinely care, and I guess the people who worry about us. And so I take from the celebration the challenge to be a caring person who really does have strong feelings for people who are hurting. And I'm trying not to worry about it because I'd like to put it in God's hands. And I think a lot of the struggles in our life, that is the challenge, not to worry, but to put it in God's hands. And so in celebrating Mother's Day, I reflected upon those wonderful values of caring and being concerned. And the true sign of a Christian is one who does. And then this week, come Wednesday, we celebrate the Feast of Our Lady, the Mother of Jesus. We celebrate the Feast of Our Lady of Fatima. Fabulous story in the history of Catholic faith about Mary appearing to three children, and her reason, I believe, for appearing was she needed people all over the world to pray for peace. And this is shortly after World War I. And I was reading a story about, the times of the appearance of Our Lady at Fatima. I mean, it's a staggering number to think 21 million people died in World War I. Wow. And so here's the mother of Jesus concerned, and we know how she was in her life with Jesus as her son. And here she continues to be concerned for the world, for peace in the world. And that's what she asks these three children to do, to pray for peace. And she even said, pray the rosary every day. And I think about the millions of people who are committed to saying the rosary. You know, a wonderful litany calling upon the holiness of the Mother of Jesus, calling upon her to be a protector, to be one who intercedes for us to God, one who takes our side with the Lord. And so, you know, in any feast of Our Lady, but this one especially because it calls for something so needed in our world today. There's a need for peace. And this is one of the things I appreciate about, you know, Pope Leo. He is committed to wanting to be the Pope of peace and unity. And I don't think we'll ever stop hearing from him talk about that. He wants everybody to get under the tent. He wants the tent to be big enough for everybody because we're all God's children. And because we are, then that's his concern for wanting to not only be together as one, but to be at peace so that the world would be free of violence to one another, free from, you know, the abuse and harassing of people. And so I take this, the reflections of a mother from the Mother's Day we just celebrated, it, to be people who genuinely care for one another, to be people who want peace in the world, because we want all the children of God to get together. And so I offer you that for a reflection from Mother's Day. And this Wednesday, when we celebrate the Feast of Our Lady of Fatima, let us renew our commitment to pray for peace in the world. We come to the end of our time, and we always say our mission prayer. And I'd like for you today to join me, because I'm praying for our retired Vincentians, especially those in need of healing. I'm praying today for those friends of the mission who are in need of God's healing. And so I pray for this miracle prayer for all of them, and I'd like you to join me in praying for them. And so remember Tim and Clarence and Sharon and Maria and Scott and Nina and Betsy and Rick and Karen and Stan and Louise, Bob, Loretta, Bill, and Barbara. For them we say, Divine Savior, transform me into yourself. May my hands be your hands, may my tongue be your tongue. Grant that every faculty of my body may serve only to glorify you. Above all, transform my soul and all its powers, that my memory, my will, and my affections may be the memory, the will, and the affections of you. I pray you to destroy in me all that is not of you. Grant that I may live but in you and by you and for you, and that I may truly say with St. Paul, I live now, not I, but Christ lives in me. God bless. Thanks for tuning in. Check us out on Wednesdays, and hope you're able to listen and see us next week. God bless. Stay safe.